There's been a lot of discourse lately around the entire last year and all the protests and the riots and everything on the subject of looting. And I pretty much see nothing but universally bad takes on the entire concept. But one thing that doesn't get discussed, particularly amongst the conservative crowd or the the thin blue line crowd, that's so brain dead obvious to me that I don't understand why it's not used as a talking point more of why exactly is looting happening. And just look at the instances where you do see looting happening across the board. Post disaster, wildfires, hurricanes, all of that. Why are the people looting there? Because all the cops are gone. All the cops are not in the area, so people view it as the perfect opportunity to go in and get their free shit. So why is looting happening at these protests? Do you think it has possibly anything to do with the fact that they get the entire fucking police department to go stand in a straight line on a single street corner in fucking riot gear and just face off with protesters? You think it has anything to do with that? You think these randoms and these opportunists and these assholes don't it doesn't cross their mind of like, hey, there's like 100 cops down the street and they're all there and there's no cops patrolling the neighborhoods, there's no cops protecting the businesses, they're all on this fucking street corner. I'm gonna go get myself a pair of Nikes. And you don't see this discussed, you don't see this understood. It's and you obviously get the utter shit takes on the fucking left of like in defense of looting and like looting is the voice of the unheard. No, fuck that. Okay, like I for one personally, I'm never gonna shed a tear over some big box name brand store getting some shit stolen from it just for the fact that a lot of these mega corporations have a lot to do with why the country's so fucked right now and why we don't have a free market at all with their meddling with the government. But I hate when small businesses get fucked up. I hate when even small chains get fucked up. So I'm not supporting that at all. And I think the people that are like, oh, well, don't tell these people not to loot. Okay, those people aren't your people. They're not out there for restorative justice. They're not out there to change anything. These are random motherfuckers that don't give a fuck and probably don't even watch the news, that just see shit's going down and they want to get themselves free stuff. So stop defending them, for one. Okay? And, the other thing is obviously like destruction of public property. I don't give a fuck about at all. And nobody else should give a fuck about either. Like, there's no aggrieved party when a light post gets pulled down or a police station gets burned or any public property gets screwed up. So get all of that out of the way. But back to the subject at hand. The entire tactic of the police so often incite riots, more often than not, and cause this situation to where if you look at Brooklyn Center, you had like 100, 200 people around that police station, and you had National Guard, you had every single cop in the county, cops from outside of the county, all standing there in riot gear around this police station. And then random idiots running through the neighborhood, breaking into shit, lighting shit on fire, stealing stuff from these businesses. And the thin blue line people are like, oh my God, bro, like, this is what the protests cause, man. It's like, what the fuck are the protesters supposed to do about this? The random idiots know that all the cops are gone from the area, so they're going to go loot. So does that just mean never have a protest? Because if you have a protest and the police decide to show up in riot gear and the whole fucking police department's there, people are going to loot, which means never have a fucking protest. Period. So what are we supposed to do about this? The simple solution is to not have these giant fucking riot lines. One of the best chants ever. Why are you in riot gear? I don't see a riot here. Fuck all of that and disperse officers throughout it. Because the type of people that want to escalate and cause violence and stuff like that to the police, they're hiding in the crowd. Okay? They want the crowd there. And the crowd's only there because there's a police line to face off against. These people aren't going to go toe to toe and run up on a group of 5 or 6 patrolling cops and start a fucking fight because there's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to run. So get rid of this riot line shit. This is so stupid. And it's used ubiquitously. I see riot lines when there's like 15, 20, 30 protesters. And then you'll have 20, 30 cops in a riot line. Why? And that's how you get looting. That's what happens because they know that all the police resources have been diverted and the neighborhoods are wide open. And we saw the perfect example of this in fucking Chicago, which kind of goes to show the mentality of the police in this situation. In Chicago, and you could look up, there's literal like cop radio phone like calls about this. They were explicitly told to abandon the neighborhoods and pull back to the police stations and the upper class residential districts and abandon the neighborhood. And people went wild with looting shit in places that were quarter mile away from where even the fucking protest was. Look at Kenosha. Kenosha, where the Kyle Rittenhouse situation happened, that was like 7 or 8 blocks down from the police station, well, the courthouse where they were fighting with the cops, which is totally different subject. And past where Rittenhouse and everything is in the neighborhoods, there was random motherfuckers just going around fucking shit up. Why? Because all the police were at the fucking courthouse. So it's like, y'all are causing this. You don't even realize this. You're part of the problem in this with the riot gear and the fucking suppression tactics that the police do, cause looting. It's simple. It's brain dead. It's A B fucking logic, and they don't get it. So send this to your conservative friend. Maybe they'll understand what's going on of how police tactics in resolving these situations directly lead to the looting that they fucking complain about so much.